Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm a student going into my third year studying PPE at Jesus College. This video is part of a series where I talk about student life at Oxford. Now, you might be wondering about what a college is and how I can study at one when I'm studying at Oxford. Well, today I'm going to be talking about colleges, what they are, and what they do. First, you might be wondering how exactly colleges actually work, because they're a bit unique and most universities don't have them. Jesus is one of 39 colleges at Oxford, 31 of which admit undergrads. Everyone who studies at Oxford is a member of a college or permanent private hall, which work a bit differently, and I won't be talking about them in this video. While teaching is standard across the university, colleges are more responsible for you as an individual and various aspects of your student and academic life. They are in charge of the physical building in which you live, as well as being responsible for various aspects of teaching. They're like small communities within the big university, and the collegiate system can be very helpful to have a support system in place. In an Oxford application, you can apply for a specific college or make an open application, where a college is picked for you to send your application to first. People often get pulled in applications and don't get into the college they wanted originally, so it's not that helpful to get your hopes up about a specific college. But it's useful to choose a college if you have a preference to bias your chances towards getting into the one you want. It shouldn't affect your chances of getting into Oxford in general. I chose to apply to Jesus, for example, because I wanted to be in a smaller college in the city centre, and it fit my needs in that regard. You might have heard the acronym JCR used when talking about colleges, and now I'm going to explain this important aspect of college life. It stands for Junior Common Room, which actually represents three things. Number 1, the physical common room for undergrads that each college has, which is usually a very nice and chill social space. Number 2, the student body of undergrads at each college, although it's not used this way that much. Number 3, the committee made of undergrads for undergrads that helps them to have a good student life, made up of various reps and led by the JCR president, which I'll talk about now. JCRs in Oxford work in approximately the same way as the Students' Union in other universities. Whether you get involved with a JCR yourself or not, they're a great method of student support if you need it. What a JCR does and what reps it has depends on the specific JCR, but here are some things JCRs commonly do. If you have a problem to do with accommodation, inclusion, finances, or some other area of life at college, you can usually talk to a relevant rep and get their help to fix the problem. There are usually specific reps for inclusion issues like disability and ethnicity who are more ready to deal with particular problems that come up in these areas as well. Welfare reps are there to make sure you're doing okay and usually organise events like welfare teas or bringing in welfare animals to make people smile, as well as being there if you just need to vent or if you want to get other help. And then there are reps for things like events, arts and sports who organise a lot of the fun activities in college. Although of course there are lots of whole university things you can do too. Basically, the JCR is just a council to make sure you're having the best student experience possible. As I mentioned earlier, a real advantage of colleges is that they're there to provide support for you. But how do they do this outside student reps? The first thing they do is have specific staff members who can help you when you need it. Colleges have welfare teams, and you can also talk to someone like your tutor about welfare if you prefer it. Staff that deal with general student issues include disability officers who can help with the support that's needed to study with a disability. And there are many people with disabilities at Oxford, including learning disabilities, and it doesn't have to be a barrier to getting in. The university also runs counselling services that allow you to see a college counsellor with a really short turnaround that you wouldn't see elsewhere, to talk about anything big or small, as well as having student-run support such as Oxford Nightline for those who don't think counselling is appropriate for what they need. As well as internal counselling, colleges can give you links to various other physical and mental health services. You can register with the local NHS service, and it's usually quick and easy to get an appointment with the college nurse. A lot of people are really helped by this system in terms of the support they get, as colleges can provide support that's very personalised to you. The physical college building itself is also full of places to support you when you're living away from home for what's often the first time. Again, what exactly there is in college depends on which college you're at, but these are pretty standard. For the most part, colleges are made up of student rooms and offices where academic and other staff work and where you're likely to have many of your tutorials. That's not all there is. When you come into a college, usually the first thing you see is the Porter's Lodge. Porters are there 24 hours a day and are always available if you need help, even if that's just to find a certain room in college, which I've had to ask about multiple times during freshers, but it's okay to get lost. It's also usually where your post comes in, usually put on a pidge, or pigeonhole, if it's small enough. Colleges also usually have a chapel, used for services of various religions or general events, especially musical ones, as well as being a place for prayer and quiet reflection. College chaplains serve as secular welfare staff, who are usually free for a chat when needed on top of their religious roles. Colleges have their own libraries, and although there are lots of libraries around Oxford, it's nice to have a convenient place where you can find most of the common books for your course and can sit down and study around people from your own college. There also can be areas of the library or elsewhere for more social study, rather than working in complete silence, if that's how you prefer to work. Colleges will also have an IT and laundry room, so nobody has to worry about how they'll print things or clean their clothes when they're there. And last, but definitely not least, colleges have their own bars. Along with the JCR building, college bars are a great relaxed space for spending time with people at college or guests from outside. You definitely don't have to drink to fit in and enjoy these spaces, but if you do, the drinks are sold at student prices and colleges usually have their own unique cocktails that you can try. The Jesus Underground Bar is a real highlight of the college and is considered by many to be the best in Oxford, so if you're ever at Jesus, I'd recommend visiting. A really great thing about colleges is that they provide their own food to students in their dining halls. If they seem a bit like the Hogwarts Great Hall, that's because the one from the movies was actually modelled on the Christchurch Hall. Of course, you don't have to eat in hall, and it'd be uncommon to eat 3 meals a day there. But it's a great place to go when you don't want to have to find a meal yourself, and they generally serve hot food at a good price, although food quality depends on the college, so you might want to check. Those who live in college usually go to hall a lot because it's so close to their rooms and they usually don't have kitchens, although you can get creative with kettle or microwave cooking, or make cold food, or get food made somewhere else. There are some great food trucks around, especially if you're like me and like falafel. Hall is a great place to meet people when you're new, or to eat with friends when you're not, and that social aspect can be really nice. One Oxford tradition is called formal hall. Usually, colleges have these at least once a week, and many have them much more often than that. After normal dinner, known as first hall, is finished, you can go to second hall, which is a bit more expensive, but still a great price for a free course meal, especially as you often get wine included. You have to dress up to go to it, and it often involves people talking Latin. No, the students don't have a clue what they're saying either. It's a really fun experience, and every Oxford student has to try it at least once, although most of us come back for more. So, just a bit of a recap over what I've gone over in this video. I've explained how the college system works and how you choose one. Then I went over the JCR and the support provided both by students and college. Then I talked for a bit about the different facilities in college, including the most important one, food. Hopefully, you're now a bit more informed about what colleges do in Oxford. There are more videos in this series if you want to learn about other aspects of student life in Oxford explained by me, or if you want to find something else about Oxford, there's lots more on that in the Jesus College channel. My next video is going to talk about finances at Oxford. Bye for now.